Welcome to the Trading Lounge and the European FX pairs, starting with the Euro US dollar here. Another of the ones we'll be looking at today. This is the most trickiest one of all, and really it's not really in a good sort of trending scenario here. But what we're looking for here is obviously the triangle pattern from wave 3 here, all the way over to wave 4 here on this daily chart, and there'll be a 5-wave structure within that of an A and a B and a C and D and an E here, so it's 5 waves. Each wave in the structure here will be 3 waves, so an A and a B and a C. And what normally happens when you go across in a triangle, it diminishes in terms of pattern, but I'm not really seeing that, so the triangle's a little bit of a concern really, but we'll see how we go with it. Wave C of C being in place here, and we're looking for wave D back into this space here, or at least down to 1.1 here at minimum. So it's still a fair way to come off here as well. This is where it gets a little bit tricky. I mean, the important points to remember here are that, I think it's always good to put a case forward if you're right or wrong, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? Or where you would be right and wrong. And I think this is kind of interesting here, because we know that if we get 5 waves in the opposite direction, which in this case we're coming up to here, if we get 5 waves in the opposite direction like here, then we know that we'll get another 5 over here. Okay, so that much we can work with, so and we've got that, but as it stands at the moment, really it also leads this into here as being an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave that's really not quite finished. It would have to drop down here to give us that extra 5th wave there, and that's pretty much ignoring that spike there, and that would be basically 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 down to here. So, and then that could lead us further down as well from that track there. So yeah, look, as it stands, it's possible that this could just be an A and a B and a C correction here, and move up from there. So this is what I want to talk about, and this is probably the most trickiest one out of the markets we'll be looking at today. So I'll just see what I've done on the 2-hour chart. Okay, so this is an alternative count here as well. And this one here, as it stands, we have 5 waves here. Then we can have an A wave here, which is corrective, an A and a B and a C wave here for the B wave, which I kind of like, and then 5 waves up here for the C wave to make this B wave here, and then down for the C wave here. So I think that that's quite valid actually, but we don't really need to go there unless we see a move up, a support on top of this number here. But I thought I would introduce this count, and we can tick it off if we need to and so on. Coming back into the 15-minute chart for the scalpers here, is that this spike does chuck a wobbly in it as such, and I kind of just really want to forget about it for a second. But if we were counting more, if we were looking for more downside here, okay, then it would be that this would be wave 1 and 2 and 3 here, and then we'd need to look at this as wave 4 and then down for wave 5. Now, that's all good, and if we were going to short this, then it would look like this. This here where wave 1 is would be the A wave. This would be the B wave here where wave 2 is, and then this would be wave 3 up here where this wave C here. So what we would need to see here is because it fits quite well as an A wave and a B wave, and then 1 and 2 and 3, A, B and C for 4, and then 5 waves up here for wave 5. And we could look at that as wave 3 or wave C, okay? Now, if it's going to be wave C here, and we're going to be going down, well then we don't want to see it going any higher here. Any little move above here would create this fifth wave here. And if it creates the fifth wave here, then what it does, it gives us 5 waves up to here, and then we'd need to look as an ABC here and then up again from there. Okay, so that's very important, that little point. Okay, so take that on board. The second one is that if it's going to be a bear market, then this would be wave 1 down and wave 2 to come back here, and then wave 3 would come through here, and wave 4 and wave 5, and then we can be on track moving further down in that sense. Okay, so that low is quite critical, and so is that high. Now also too, this is the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here, so this is where the other tricky bit comes in, because if this is wave 1, it could also still be part of wave 4 here, so an A and a B and a C wave here, and then up from here, because wave 4 needs to be in at least an ABC, and the move down here so far appears to be in 5 waves. So yeah, I guess at the end of the day, for a safe short, then this price point here, roughly in there, the closest largest number, the 1250 there, that needs to be the retested resistance for the short trade there. Okay, otherwise you're going to be going up to here and then ABC and back again. So this is the most trickiest one out of all the counts. So while you've got your mind fresh, then we can sort of handle that there. Okay, moving on, we'll look at the cable, because that's kind of the closest sort of thing here. On the daily chart here, looking at from the top here, looking at this as 5 waves here as 1 and 2 here, and then 5 waves down here for the third wave. So we're still looking in the fourth wave. Now, we were considering this being a triangle pattern. It possibly still could, but it's sort of getting on the border now that it's looking more like an ABC as a wave 4. So basically the A wave, the B wave in 3 waves here, an A and a B and a C, and then we're looking for 5 waves up here. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A bit rough and dodgy, but there we go. That's what we're looking for in wave C here. So on the maybe the 2-hour chart, maybe the 4-hour chart, I can't recall, but okay. So this is basically what we're looking for here. That can go up there. That's wave C up in there somewhere. So this would be the 5 waves up here. So up for 1, back for 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. Expect a correction across that 145 there. A classic trading levels pattern, the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, then the ABC, and then another move up here. So that would complete the structure at that stage. Okay, so that's what we're basically looking at now. The triangle's still valid, but it would have to fail from this point here as an A wave and a B wave and a C wave right to here. So yeah, you can let that play out there. We can pick that up on the London opening too as well, or in the New York session once it's a little bit more developed. Okay, the euro pound, there's not a lot to be done here as well, because we were essentially looking for the top of wave 3 to play out, then the A, the B and the C for wave 4, and then we can trade long into wave 5 here. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking for a pullback into the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here. So yeah, you know, nothing, not really worth getting involved in yet. And also too, this wave A can come lower here. It's expected that wave 4 in Elliott terms breaks the trend line. So that's something else we'll be looking for. So we can see there's more time consuming to come through here, and more, well, even increased choppy price action through there. So, okay, so best do the yen here. So the US yen, in simple terms, from the top here, we're looking for an A wave and a B wave, and then in 5 waves down in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So that's in place. We've pretty much had a general sort of long thing here. If you were looking to trade this, we'll be looking to the upside. So this little move up through here, we don't quite have 5 waves yet up here. In the bigger picture, we had the first little 5 here, so we knew that we'll get another 5 here, but we want a larger 5 waves here. So on the, maybe I'll go the 4-hour chart first and just have a look at what I've done. Well, I haven't done really much on the 4-hour chart, except sort of sort of cement the bottom in. But you can see from this point that we're looking at that sort of impulsive wave to the upside now, which is unfinished. So on the 2-hour chart here, it looks a little bit like this off the low, so from this wave 4 here. And obviously this is the same as the stock market as well. Here, much the same as the Australian dollar, as we talked about in the not the Australian dollar, the ASX market, carry trade and all that, which we talked about in the ASX chart today. So wave 1, wave 2. Then we've got wave 1 and 2 to here. And then we're in the third wave here, okay? So the third wave is 1 and 2 and 3 and wave 4 here. That I don't know if it's finished or it probably is. It looks like it's pulled back enough. Wave 5 up here, then an A and a B and a C here, and then up here for wave 3, and then a more complicated correction here for wave 4, coming back, and then wave 5 moving up through to here. And from that point, then we get the A, the B, and the C correction here, and then up from that point. Now, this is the exciting point over here, of course. Now, the strongest part of the structure in this move up here is this wave here, because it's the third of the third of the third. So what you see here is not what you get over here. What will occur over here is a series of overlapping wave structures and everything else. But it's this point over here that we're really, that if you're trading long term, and I think it's good to trade currencies, at an end of day and weekly basis as well, because it's just so much easier. I mean, really. Anyway, that's that. So moving onto the yen crosses, the pound yen and the euro yen. I'm not sure which one to start with. Starting with this one because it's up. In this one here, this euro yen here, we're looking at an A wave, a B wave, and then 5 waves all the way down here for the C wave to finish here in 5 waves of wave 2 here. So in a nutshell here, we're looking for basically a move up here. Obviously, we need to gather evidence and we need to look for setups and all those sorts of things. And, picking a bottom or picking a top is higher risk. So we need to have a little bit more evidence of what's occurring here. And within that, I don't think we need to go to a 4-hour chart, probably even 15-minute chart now. So this being the wave 5 low here, coming down, looking for 5 waves here, we're looking at, I'm not sure if this is green wave 1 or blue wave 1 so far. Not that it matters, but I'll just leave that there for the time being. Sort of leave my own little markers there that I can refer to. But so look, essentially it's going quite nicely here. Now, the closest largest number is 125, so midpoint, 5 second strongest number, but also too in this game here, we've got this box here, which is the 50 and the 60% retracement level from that high to this low here. So it's going to be, it's going to stick there for a little while, okay? So you really want to sort of buy new highs. This is the sort of thing that, that you kind of really just want to, get in and let it go. Now, in this particular instance here, let's just go to a 15-minute chart. Maybe I've done some more work on this. Okay, I have a bit. Okay, so in this instance here, I've got from the low, I've got it up in blue wave 1. Just double checking. Yeah, an A wave here. And then all of this is the B wave and the C wave here. Now, this is an expanded flat correction, which you'd normally find in wave 4, but I just, in the textbook anyway, but I always find them in wave 2s just as much. And they normally represent a strong move after that, because they will move up here, taking the high out here, trap all the long people in, then they'll take out the low here and trap all the shorts, and then it pisses off up here. So basically, an expanded flat is followed by a strong move, and we are seeing a strong move in here. I'm not sure about all this little jiggling in here, actually. It's a little bit unclear. So I've just labelled this wave 1 and 2 and 3 here and 4 here and 5 here, and then back to wave 2 here and then up from this point here. But it may not be the case. It may be the case that that this wave 1 here is already in place over here, and I've this is actually 1 and 2 in here, and I've missed it in a sense. I'll bring that back into here as 1 and 2 to here, and then having 3 and 4 and 5 over here. So this is a bit of a dilemma here at this stage. So I'm not really sort of sure about that, but it certainly pans out quite nicely. You know, if that is the case, this being an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave here for wave 2, and then moving up from there. So if that is the case, then it'll pan out like this. This is wave 1 and 2 here, 3 and 4, or even another 1 and 2. So we'd still need to see 5 waves up here. So if we see 5 waves up here, then we'll get an A and a B and a C back here, right? And if that's the case, then we'll just use that top for the reference point, or then this top here for the reference point to go long on. So if you want to chill on this, well then I think that's a good thing to do, and we'll wait for this to fall in place. And we'll have a look at the pound yen as well, which is this one here. And in this case here, we've just gone straight for the 2-hour chart, but once again, wave 4 here, wave 5 here. So wave 1 and 2 here, and heading up for wave 3 higher up here, and looking for a 5-wave sequence to the upside. This has got better form about it, better, nice. The structures are more organized. So we're looking at wave 1, an A and a B and a C for wave 2, not quite an expanded flat or anything, but there. Wave 3, so wave 4 here, you know, wave 4 can get a bit complicated, so we may end up seeing wave 4 here, and then wave 5 for wave 3 moving up here. The wave 4 here, by the by, should be pulling back. I'll just take it from the outset here, actually, I think. So 38.2 retrace. So there's space for it to come back there, you know. Yeah. And 162 is an important number, as I probably mentioned before, being 61.8% geometry term. So we can expect a fair bit of consolidation in this area here just yet. But once again, to this market, once we've got, excuse my sidetrack here, once we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 into place here, we'll get the A, B, C here, and then it's this area here that we'll be looking forward to, you know, to move up into this further here. All right. Sorry for yakking on too much, but that's that. Cheers.